It's a Supreme Makeover T-shirt.
Yeah,
wow.
Thank you. All right.
Hey!
That's got enough X's in it, it'll be all right. Hey, I know you're just kind of a break here, and I just wanted to tell you thank you for what you're doing. I've been walking through the house and around the yard, and it's obvious that you guys have been working hard, a lot of other people. And we believe in Chi Alpha. Thank God for every leader that's here, all of you. Thank you for coming and taking your time and for pouring into this project. There's going to be one very surprised lady. Thanks to your love and to your willingness to sacrifice and be here when you could be doing some other things. So thank you for it. Let me just give you a thought, and I'm going to get out of your way here. Well, I woke somebody up. Usually I put them to sleep. This one got up. Got to check us out here. Just a thought, if I could, from the scripture. Gary asked me just to give a brief devotion. I was thinking today about the subject of love, because this is about love today. It's what drives this. And I saw you on the news, so what you were doing on the news last night, you're getting some good coverage out of this. Just to leave a thought with you. If there were any two people in the Bible that should have hated each other, that should have actually been mortal enemies, it would have been David and Jonathan. If you study history, you find out that rulers often try to eliminate all their competition. In the Old Testament, one family was elected, they tried to kill out the previous family. Nero drowned his own mother in the Tiber. When you study the history of the Caesars, they were pretty brutal people, wanting to eradicate any threat to their throne. Now that's the case with Jonathan and David, but it's a totally different story. Jonathan should have been the next king. Matter of fact, his dad was the king. But David was anointed to be the next king, and Jonathan knew it. Instead of the two men being enemies of each other, you read the story, they become very, very, very close friends. Matter of fact, the Bible describes their friendship in terms of love. I don't think there's anything erotic about that. I think it described an incredible relationship between two men that really should have been mortal enemies. David should have been Jonathan's worst nightmare, because David was growing in popularity. Saul's killed his 1,000, David's killed his 10,000. That should have given Jonathan all kinds of nightmares. But instead, he bonded with David. Matter of fact, if you read the story, he even told David on one occasion, I know you're going to be the next king. And there was no sense of competition. There was no sense of threat. He said, I know this is going to happen, and I believe it's the right thing to do. I just thought a lot about that. I said, what could have drawn those two men together when they should have been enemies of each other? And I know it was more than just personality. It was more than just, there wasn't any reason for their friendship except the fact that what I want to tell you, and then I'll wrap this up. I think the thing that caused those two men to be very much, if I can say this in a holy sense, in love with each other, and bonded together as friendship, it was because both of them had a tremendous heart after God. They both wanted what God wanted more than they wanted what they wanted. And because Jonathan was a righteous man and a good man, because David was a righteous man and a good man, they were both drawn together because of their love for Jesus. Well, not Jesus, but in those days, but love for God. That caused them to set aside their differences and their hurts and their competition and all the things that could have divided them, and brought them together in a bond of friendship that's still probably the greatest model in the history of mankind. Just say this to you. You know, the more we draw close to Jesus, all the other things that hurt, divide, cause dissension, or maybe cause differences, they just begin to be glossed over, because love covers a multitude of sins. The love of God is the greatest thing we'll ever discover in this life. I believe you're evidencing the fact you've discovered that by being here today. And I just pray that that love draws you closer to Him, draws you closer to Jesus, and someday we're going to see Him. We will see that love in person. It's going to be a pretty awesome moment. So guys, thanks for what you're doing. God bless you. My desire is to visit every Chi Alpha campus throughout the state, our district. Just let you know personally, we believe in you and support you. Thank God for the leadership that you have. I'm through. Have a wonderful lunch and have a great afternoon. God bless you.
Thank you. Woo!